encouraging video for my sisters who are wives who just can't help but nag their husbands. I get it, it's so easy to do, right? So if that's you, let's talk about that for a second. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Krupa. If we don't know each other yet, I make faith-based content here on YouTube and I post every single Thursday, so be sure to subscribe if that sounds like something you'd be interested in. So this video comes from the ex-naggiest wife ever, because I just didn't know how else to be. That's something that I grew up seeing day in, day out, and so I'm like, well, this is just how you communicate with your husband, not realizing that nagging was just not helping and was just not constructive, was just not moving us forward. And so I don't know what happened, but an epiphany moment happened in our marriage, and I'm talking like 4 years into our marriage, let me just put it out there. It took a while, but something just happened in our marriage and I was like, oh my gosh, that makes complete sense. That makes so much sense. And so this is just an encouragement video to say the head of your home has a head, has a CEO, okay, has the boss man. And so just go straight to the boss man if that is just what needs to happen. So for example, there were things that I was seeing in my husband, like, wives, isn't it so that you see so much more potential in your husband than he sometimes sees himself, right? And so what was happening in this time of epiphany moment was that I was praying for my husband. Yes, I was praying for my husband, but just like trivial things. And when I say trivial, I mean like things that I know he wants to see in his life happen. So like his heart's desires in doing this and doing that. And so I was like, yeah, I definitely feel like I should pray with him on that as well. But what I didn't realize is, hold up a sec, I'm talking to his boss, okay? I'm talking to his God too. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna complain to his God for a few things. Not complain, but like I'm making a few complaints. That's right, I'm making a few complaints because the head of this home is doing certain things that I know if he stops doing that, he's gonna get to that next level. For example, at that time, his phone number wasn't working, and so he was contacting a load of people through his Instagram, which is of course never a problem. But because he was contacting so many people on Instagram, he was spending so much time. And as we know about Instagram, once you're in it, you're very, very in it. You're in it for the long run. So I was like, why don't I just speak to him and break it down as to why I think Instagram is like really a stumbling block for him and stuff like that. And then an epiphany moment just happened and I was like, why am I gonna spend time nagging him? Because again, nagging just doesn't move the needle forward, right? It just isn't constructive for our marriage anyway. So I had an epiphany moment that like I should just speak to the Lord about it. And another thing was that he was juggling a load of things at once. He was really just tackling so many different things at once, and I guess time management wasn't as high on his priority list of things to sort out. And so he was just kind of going with the flow of things. And I'm a planner head. I like managing time. I love all of that. If you need any help with that, I am your go-to person, okay? So I was seeing that like if he was to manage his time better, he would be a lot more efficient in his day and proactive in his day and productive in his day. Not proactive, he's already proactive, it was just productive, whether he was actually using his time efficiently. Anyways, instead of nagging him, this is what the epiphany moment was telling me, like just pray over those things. Come to see, sis, why am I seeing my husband doing time blocking on a sheet and color coding it and saying this, by this hour he's going to do this, and by this hour he's going to concentrate on that, and by this hour he's going to really focus in on this. I was like, is that my man? Like, what changed? And then come to find out, he's now putting time blocks on Instagram, now putting boundaries on that. In fact, he even goes ahead and fasts from social media. I was like, if I had known this knowledge before, I would have wasted I wouldn't have wasted so much time nagging my husband and seeing nothing happen of that. So this isn't a 1, 2, 3 point video. This is simply an encouragement to say that the head of your home has a head too, and sometimes it says you need to file some complaints against the head of the home. Can I get an amen? Okay, so what you do is you go to the Lord and you say, look, Lord, this is the case I'm bringing about my, the head of my home. Like, I see this and I see this potential and I feel like he can really reach there, but this is stopping him. This particular thing is stopping him from getting there. So Lord, help him with that. Help him with his time management. Help him to strategize the day so that he can really make the most of the day. Come to see, my husband has really started to occupy his planner, and like things just started to take place, like things just started to fall into place and position itself well for his life. And I was just like, wow, had I just known. So one second, let me show you. This is my prayer journal with him. I'm trying not to show you too much, but this is my prayer journal. And then for Leslie, I'm like grateful for. So always remember to mention the things that you like about your husband, that you love about him. And then you say praying for. Now the praying for section is the bit that you talk to the head of your head and say a little prayer that's constructive, that's going to give him life, that's going to push the needle forward for him, right? But since then we've moved to this prayer journal. So this prayer journal again is the same concept but no photos. But like, honestly, I've seen it do magnificent things. Like, oh my gosh, honestly, the bottom line of this video isn't passive aggressiveness, sisters. It's stop the nagging and do this instead. Take it in prayer and be intentional about that, basically. So I hope this video has landed on some good ears. I hope that this video has helped you and encouraged you just to be a little bit more intentional with your prayer life around your husband. And sometimes instead of you saying it, allow the Lord to deliver that message and allow the Lord to convict him about that. So let me know in the comment section down below if you're already doing this. What's your strategy on praying for your husband? I'd love to know. So I will see you in the comment section down below, but I will also see you in the next video. Bye.